footwork. And Bart, I blame you for what I spent the last 45 minutes doing here. I've gridded out a foot length on my floor. It's 4 by 11. This is, my foot happens to be 12 inches long, so this is a 12-inch square. What matters is your foot length, not 12 inches. Size, whatever, insert size joke there. I've added these 2 X's just for S's and G's and to show you something about standing in guard. So I've said my feet are a foot length and a half apart. That's going to be right here. I put my back heel on this intersection and my front foot, the second line up, goes right under the middle of my front foot. My front foot is not on the same line as my back heel. It's just a little to the right. That's so that I don't trip myself when I do this. Now here's where the X's come in. If I look down, my back foot is following one of the X's out. It's at a 45-degree angle to the perpendicular here. That keeps my hips open, all of this. You watched the video of yourself fighting, and you may have noticed that your foot turned in, at least when I told you it did. That is not a good place for it. So, if you happen to be able to put out a 1-foot grid on your floor, it might help. You can look down and check things pretty easily this way. I've also, and it's going to be hard to see, but I've set up a fencing pell, or at least what I call a fencing pell. There's a spot for center mass. It's about the bottom of my sternum when I'm standing up, because when I'm in guard, it drops. There's a spot for the face, which is about the bottom of my chin when I'm standing up. Right shoulder and left shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder. Those are, say, mid-bicep. Everything drops 4 inches in guard at least. So, drop. And I've added one down here at lead knee. I never threw that shot, but you were getting some mileage out of it against Izzy, so go ahead and work on that. You're going to add the Pell into your extensions, right, into the extension and lunge exercise we were working on in the other video. When you're standing in guard, instead of pointing your sword at center mass, point it at that right shoulder. Then extend to center mass, and then you start working it like you would a Pell. Extend to the center mass, extend to the face, extend to the right shoulder, extend to left shoulder, extend to that lead knee. Same thing with these. Easy and slow, and start not looking at your target. Look at the spot that is about a foot in front of the right shoulder, so that you're not giving away your action, and so that you can sit there and, when you see that leg move towards you, you extend into that lead knee and step back. That's what we're developing there. So that's the addition to really the lunge drill, or the lunges that I was showing you earlier. Footwork. To go over stuff we've talked about, ideally, I have my weight back, and I want to let gravity do the work for me. So when I'm advancing, I take my foot, I move it forward. It moves about half a foot length. That's all I need. Advances and retreats are really small adjustments. I don't want big, I don't want to take a lunge step for my advance and retreat. I want these small and steady. I don't want to bounce up and down. I kick it out there, I slide forward onto it. And I don't let my weight go forward of where it's going to end up. I kick my foot out, my weight slides forward until my hip is right above where it's going to end up, and then I snatch my back foot in. In practice, it looks like this. Because again, I need small adjustments where I can be stable and react quickly if my opponent tries anything. If I take a big step, they hit me. That foot's in the air. That's a shot I throw on people. I watch for their foot to be in the air. I hit them. One day, Bart, when you're over to my house, I'll show you all the stuff that's on my walls, including the rule that is over here, hit them when their foot is in the air. Retreats, same basic idea, except instead of being able to just kick my foot forward because there's no weight on it, I have to snatch it up and fall back, not push up and then fall back. Again, wasted energy going up. Watch yourself in that video. Up and down, up and down. It drops back, I come back. Again, this is for a tiny adjustment. Someone's taking a little half step advance on me, I retreat, gain their blade. Maybe they disengage, whatever, and retreat and gain over here. They take a lunge at me, I retreat, cover, counter lunge. If I want to do bigger steps, that's retreats and advances. Get the beep timer, do retreats and advances. Do 25 slow, 25 slow advances, 25 slow retreats. Advance, retreat, retreat, advance. Again, 25 sets of each. Advance, advance, retreat, retreat. If you want to break your brain, you do extend, retreat, advance, recover, extend, advance, retreat, recover, or recover, retreat, extend, retreat, recover, advance, extend, advance, recover, retreat. It programs your brain, it breaks your brain's idea of everything's moving forward, everything's moving back, and starts going, sword's moving forward, I'm moving back. Okay, that's fine. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're fine. To go bigger steps forward, bigger steps back, I want to pass. I take my starting stance, and Eric, this is what we talked about a little bit after the lunging step going into this. And I let my weight slide forward onto that front foot because that front foot's not coming up, my back foot is, and I just keep falling forward. My feet, actually that ended up overstepping. My heel ends up where my toe is. I'm not trying to take this big giant step. Not for this one. Because I don't need to. I've gained 2 feet of distance with one step. And then I can come back into guard. Once that foot lands, that's where my hip is staying, that's where my weight is staying. That back foot just comes forward because it's got my weight on it now. Going backwards, same thing. Really just fall backwards. So someone comes at me, oh, I don't want to be here. I go backwards. I'm not trying to do quick retreats, hopefully. Just smoothly walk away. In passing steps is where your feet will get screwed up in guard. You will come out of a passing step standing like this. Yeah. Both my feet are pointing this way. That's why you train it very slow. 25 forward, 25 back, very slow. Let's see. Okay, the lunge into the pass. And Eric, here we're back to what you and I talked about. I throw my lunge. This is going to hit the wall. I throw my lunge. I extend, lean, kick. I come up just a little short, or I just don't want to hang out here. This is a stupid place to hang out. You know, I've attacked them. If I haven't hit them, I'm now within their reach. I don't want to stay here. Usually I don't. I'm either already bailing back out, which is a energetic and exhausting action, and wastes time, and also you're still in measure until you get back to here, and just pass. If I did the job right and took control of their sword before I entered, I still have control of their sword. Yeah, I just pass, and either they're running backwards so I can get another shot at them, I have a dagger so I can stab them, or I have an open hand so I immobilize their sword, and draw cut. That's the utility of the lunging and the passing. Eric, we talked about that in context of the lunge that dropped to basically was right in front of my shield, or right in front of my sword and shield, with yourself covered, and then the pass into opening up a lateral or an oblique line on them. Any of this other stuff, Eric, that you can use? Yay. If not, well. The other thing you can do with a grid like this to work on foot speed is tire drills from basketball. It builds up the ability to, if I'm keeping my hips level and my knees level, my hips level, it's building up that snatch action that I need for my retreats. It's building up explosive thigh contraction. And then you throw in all sorts of variations, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Get your foot speed worked up really quickly. And it's precise foot speed. It's not, like I personally am working on this. I'm working on really precise small footwork right now because I can get away with gigantic steps. Someone throws in my face, I can just step way the hell over here, 2 feet away to my side. They throw past me, I hit them. I don't need to take that, but I do because I'm lazy and my footwork's not actually that precise. I want to be where if they throw at me, I just step to here. And that's enough. It keeps me just as safe. It looks less awesome and it, but it also, it's smaller and it sets me up for a better counterattack. And it's that precision. Like, you're heavy fighters. You can do big, kind of explosive actions, but it's that precision that gets me access to, that briefest access to a line that I didn't quite have access to before. They've found my sword, but if I can take a small step this way, I've opened up that line again. I've actually got control of their sword very quickly, and I can lunge. So if I can do that, bam, I get my hit. If I do this, they see me coming. That's footwork.